Good Friday morning. I'm Christine Romans in for Joe and Savannah today. Right now on Morning News Now, the countdown to shutdown in Washington. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill now have just hours to make a deal that will keep the government's lights on for now. An 11th hour proposal failing in the House yesterday, even with the critical backing of President-elect Donald Trump. So where does that leave the nation's millions of federal workers as tonight's midnight deadline approaches? We've got the latest. Also this morning, some Amazon workers hitting the picket lines. We'll bring you what you need to know and how the online retail giant is now responding and reassuring shoppers with less than a week to go before Christmas. Plus, that holiday travel hop might be turning into a nightmare before Christmas, with Mother Nature adding to the stress of millions and millions of Americans' plans. Our Angie Lastman has your full weekend forecast if you're looking to hit the roads a little early. And speaking of getting away, later in the hour, we're looking ahead to 2025 with some of the top travel destinations you might want to check out in the new year. We begin this hour on Capitol Hill with just hours to go before a potential government shutdown. New this morning, House Speaker Mike Johnson says they're expecting votes on a plan to avert a shutdown. No word yet on what that entails. This comes after a Republican-led bill to fund the federal government was rejected last night. 38 Republicans voted against the bill that received President-elect Trump's endorsement after he called for the debt ceiling to be raised. Mr. Trump and Elon Musk, the billionaire, sunk a bipartisan bill earlier this week that would have funded the government through mid-March. And now we're just hours away from a potential shutdown. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles has the latest from Washington.
We are back to square one. House Republicans thought they had a deal, but their proposal cut too many programs that Democrats had fought for. And even with Donald Trump's support, it failed, leaving a chaotic and unpredictable situation on Capitol Hill.
Time is running out. Now the clock is ticking toward that midnight deadline without a path forward in sight.
The shutdown does not solve anything.
At risk, paychecks for millions of federal workers and members of the military, as well as funding for important federal programs many Americans rely on. After a last-ditch effort by House Republicans failed yesterday, Speaker Mike Johnson vowing to find a way to avoid a shutdown.
This is Washington. This is how the lawmaking is done.
It comes after President-elect Trump opposed an agreement reached by House and Senate leadership Wednesday. Johnson putting a new plan on the floor that cut many items that had sparked conservative backlash. Trump urging his party to vote yes, but the proposal failed, rejected by Democrats and 38 Republicans. Conservatives saying it's not enough.
Because you never have any ounce of self-respect to go out and campaign saying you're going to balance the budget, and then you come in here and pass $110 billion unpaid for.
Trump's team aiming to shift the blame.
The Democrats just voted to shut down the government.
While Democrats say the internal GOP struggle is at fault.
All I've heard for the last couple of weeks about this giant mandate, landslide, trifecta. Put on your big boy pants, pass your own bill. We're only here because you guys can't agree amongst yourself.
And point to the influence of billionaire Elon Musk, who, along with Trump, repeatedly urged Republicans to reject the first plan. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling Trump a puppet president-elect, while Republicans reject that.
I think President Trump's driving the string.
Some acknowledging Musk's growing power.
He's got a huge checkbook, and he can come after all of us.
And making a complicated situation even more uncertain, President-elect Trump made it clear in a social media post overnight that he only wants a deal that includes getting rid of or extending the government's debt ceiling. But that's a proposal that most Democrats do not want as part of these negotiations, and a significant number of Republicans are just against. A big part of the reason that it will be very difficult to avoid a shutdown Friday night.
Ryan, thanks so much. Now to the labor dispute at Amazon. Workers are demonstrating at facilities in 4 states. NBC News correspondent Priya Sridhar explains why some warehouse workers and delivery drivers have teamed up with a union to try to bring Amazon to the bargaining table, and how Amazon is reassuring shoppers about holiday shipments with less than a week to go before Christmas.
The Teamsters Union are calling this a historic strike, saying that thousands of Amazon workers walked off the job yesterday and onto the picket lines, which, by the way, represents less than 1% of the 1.5 million people who work for the retail giant. But now Amazon is firing back, saying that these people are not their employees and that none of this is having an impact on their operations.
From New York and Georgia to California and Illinois, the Teamsters Union says delivery drivers for Amazon and workers at some facilities have walked off the job, demanding better pay and working conditions.
We want to make sure that every customer gets their packages, but we also need what we deserve.
Teamsters union leaders say Amazon missed a December 15th deadline to negotiate a first labor contract with their employees who want sick leave, more paid time off, and wages that are comparable with FedEx and UPS.
The customers see the amount of work we do, whether rain, sleet, snow, we're constantly out here.
But Amazon says these workers are not their employees and that they're only seeing protests, not strikes, at a handful of its facilities. Amazon says only around 1% of its workforce are union members, and that some of the people demonstrating outside their facilities actually work for third-party contractors.
We have hundreds of facilities across the country, and we're seeing some protests at a variety of facilities. But again, very few Amazon employees or drivers who drive on behalf of our company are involved in those protests.
Amazon says this work action will have minimal impact on its operations. Shipping experts agree that it won't significantly delay deliveries, but there may be some holdups.
If you were going to get it in 1 or 2 days, it may end up taking 2 or 3.
And with Christmas just 5 days away, the union is aware this season is key. And so is the group representing some Starbucks workers. Starbucks Workers United overnight announced, quote, 5 days of escalating strikes during the Christmas rush. The union says walkouts will begin in Los Angeles, Seattle, and Chicago and spread to other areas, protesting Starbucks wages and other labor disputes. While Starbucks says the union ended bargaining prematurely and that the company offers, quote, competitive average pay and best-in-class benefits, adding, we need the union to return to the table.
And now the Teamsters Union said that throughout the day yesterday, more and more Amazon workers were walking off the job. But I can tell you that at least at this facility here in Alpharetta, Georgia, at its peak, we saw about 25 demonstrators. And most of them did admit to me that they don't work directly for Amazon, but rather for third-party contractors. Back to you.
All right, Priya, thank you so much. This morning, murder suspect Luigi Mangione is back in New York to face state charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Now, prosecutors are charging the 26-year-old with multiple federal charges and releasing new details about this ongoing investigation. He has not entered a plea in either case just yet. NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk here with me now with the very latest. Stephanie, what more do we know?
Good morning, Christine. Well, on Thursday, Luigi Mangione's day began in a Pennsylvania court and ended, according to a senior official, in a Brooklyn jail cell about 10 miles from here. In between, he was handed new federal charges, including a murder charge that could result in the death penalty if he's convicted.
This morning, Luigi Mangione is back in New York City to face charges, landing in Manhattan on an NYPD helicopter Thursday, after being extradited from Pennsylvania, where he was arrested. The 26-year-old accused of murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was handcuffed, shackled, and escorted by heavily armed law enforcement.
Police Commissioner Tish and I want to send a very clear and loud message that this act of terrorism is something that would not be tolerated in the city.
Mangione hit with 4 new federal charges, including stalking and a murder charge that could carry the death penalty. That's on top of 11 state criminal charges in New York, including murder in the first degree in the furtherance of terrorism. The newly unsealed federal complaint also revealing new details in the investigation, saying Mangione allegedly undertook extensive efforts to identify, place under surveillance, and track the victim's whereabouts in the time period leading up to the murder. According to prosecutors, in the hours before the shooting, on at least one occasion prior to the murder, the shooter was depicted using a cell phone. It does not specify who Mangione may have been talking to. The documents also detail more closely what was inside the notebook authorities say was recovered during Mangione's arrest at a Pennsylvania McDonald's last week. According to the complaint, Mangione had pages that express hostility towards the health insurance industry. And in an entry dated August 15th, he wrote, "The details are finally coming together," adding, "The target is insurance because it checks every box." Mangione's day Thursday began in a Pennsylvania courthouse, where he told a judge he was waiving his right to an extradition hearing. He was then immediately taken into custody by New York law enforcement, driven to the airport where a plane was waiting. Ultimately, a helicopter bringing him to Lower Manhattan. and his first appearance before a federal judge. He has not entered a plea in either the state or federal case.
We're going to respectfully decline to make any comment at this time.
Mangione will be detained until his next hearing in January. A senior official telling NBC News he is currently behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. That's the same facility where music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is. You know, he will probably be back in court before then, Christine, on the state charges.
All right. Thanks so much. Nice to see you, Stephanie. All right, well, it's the last Friday before Christmas, and if you're one of the millions of Americans hustling home for the holidays, Mother Nature could have other plans for you, just whether you make it there in time or not. NBC News correspondent Adrienne Broaddus is in the most wonderful place in the Midwest, O'Hare Airport. She joins us with more. Adrienne, good morning.
It's wonderful. Good morning, Christine. And it's busy. But right now, the average wait time has been about 10 to 15 minutes for folks waiting to get through those security checkpoint lines. And this weekend, before Christmas, is living up to its reputation as one of the busiest as the travel rush builds.
We're going to Cancun.
San Antonio, Texas.
Going on a cruise.
Yeah. This morning, the Great Holiday Escape is on.
I always have travel anxiety. Just packing, make sure I have everything. I'll get there on time.
And Mother Nature is adding to the stress with snow and windy conditions potentially causing delays and cancellations. In the Midwest, a winter storm expected to dump up to 8 inches of heavy snow. Thursday, there was a ground stop in Minneapolis due to ice on the tarmac. Down south, heavy rain causing flooding in parts of Florida. This as AAA predicts another record-breaking holiday travel period.
So 119 million people traveling over this almost 2-week time span is a new record, and it continues the record-breaking holiday travel we've seen all year.
Bill Lumani's family is among the 39 million passengers that TSA estimates it will screen through January 2nd.
It seems like it's not as crowded as it normally is around the holidays, so hopefully we made the right choice.
About 107 million travelers are expected to drive to their holiday destination. Some motorists on the East Coast already hitting major snags on the road.
I kind of thought it wouldn't be so bad today, but I was wrong. The traffic is just like 1 mile an hour, just inching forward. It's horrible.
Back at O'Hare?
So far, so good. No traffic.
This couple hopes their return flight will be just as smooth. When are you coming back?
Christmas Day.
Why Christmas?
Cheaper to fly, and the airport's pretty dead.
And if you're hitting the road today, you will likely start to see traffic picking up. But AAA says the big rush will start on Saturday through New Year's Day. And for those of you who may be flying, a few tips for you. One, if you can, book your parking spot in advance or take public transportation to avoid congestion. And of course, Christine, folks should pack their patience. Back to you.
Absolutely. Adrienne Broaddus, that's right. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Happy holidays. Time now for weather and how it will impact those holiday plans. NBC meteorologist Angie Lastman tracking everything for us. Angie, good morning.
Good morning, Christine. It's not all bad news when it comes to weather and travel and potential delays. We do have a couple of spots that you'll want to watch, specifically across the Great Lakes, parts of the Northeast today. Well, that's where we'll watch for some potential delays. But good news across the Southeast, the Plains. Most of our folks out west are going to see quiet conditions as well. But in the meantime, we've got some of these winter alerts up for 12 million people as this system continues to be on the move. It brings some of that snow to interior parts of the Northeast today. Most of the heavy rain sits offshore, but we could have some showers working in there as well. And then tomorrow, most of it starts to taper off, but we'll still have a couple lingering lake effect snow showers that we'll have to contend with. Otherwise, it's the chilly air that's ushered in by those really strong winds. We'll get to that here in a moment. Big picture look, though, for today. Great conditions across the Southeast. Temperatures in the mid-40s for Huntsville. We've got 70s for Los Angeles. We've got 26 degrees for Omaha. That's just an indication of where our temperatures are going to go to over the next couple of days. And then more of the same for tomorrow, except we start to watch the west, where we'll start to see things ramping up. We've got this next atmospheric river event that takes shape Saturday and Sunday. This will leave us with some heavy rain and some additional mountain snow for folks there. Big picture look for this winter air that's going to arrive. Remember, tomorrow is the first official day of winter. The winter solstice happens tomorrow early in the morning. And wouldn't you know, right on time, some of that Arctic air arrives behind this system that we're watching today. This means that we could have some of these single-digit temperatures for the overnight wind chills for folks really stretching from the East Coast all the way back to the plains. We've got 0 degrees for what it feels like Friday night. We've got 3 degrees in Minneapolis on Saturday, and more of the same, teens for Cleveland into those overnight hours. When we look at the afternoon temperatures, still, they're not great. They're a little warmer than what we'll get overnight, especially with those wind chills added in. But these temperatures, coldest since we've seen in the coldest we've seen since January. So we're going to have to bundle up as folks finish all that last minute kind of preparations and stuff for the holidays. We'll start to see some of the milder conditions work in, so it's not settling in for good if you're not a fan of the chilly air. We do return back to those low 40s by Tuesday in Washington, D.C. Notice Boston, you go from the high 20s to the high 30s from Monday to Wednesday. Similar story for Detroit. St. Louis ends up into the 50s by midweek next week.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's a roller coaster ride.
It sure is.
Hope you like roller coasters.
Angie Lassman, thank you so much. All right, in the UK, the British royal family gearing up for the holiday with a packed schedule of annual traditions. It comes at the end of a challenging year for the family that included cancer battles for both King Charles and Princess Kate. NBC News correspondent Danielle Hamamdin joins us now from Buckingham Palace with more. Danielle, good morning.
Good morning, Christine. That's right. Well, as the year comes to an end, we're learning a little bit more about the King's health. This morning, the King and Queen out and about in London on their last day of public engagements before the holidays. King Charles now 9 months into his cancer treatment, keeping up a busy schedule during the festive period. Royal officials have never said what kind of cancer he has, but according to a palace source, the King's treatment has been moving in a positive direction on what's being described as a managed condition and will continue into next year.
We're hearing talk of a managed condition, and that suggests that this is something that will continue for some time in terms of his treatment cycle. He's facing this diagnosis and this treatment, something that so many people unfortunately have to experience. But he's really also determined to show that you can live with cancer and have a very full and active life.
The monarchs hosting their annual pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace. The King's younger brother Andrew and his ex-wife Fergie were no-shows amid backlash surrounding his connection to an alleged Chinese spy. But their daughters Beatrice and Eugenie were seen arriving with their families. William, Kate and their children also noticeably absent, instead spending time at their retreat house ahead of the holidays. It comes after Kate returned to the spotlight following her own cancer journey. Earlier this month, hosting the much-anticipated Together at Christmas event at Westminster Abbey, along with William and their children. The couple releasing a poignant annual Christmas card, choosing a photo from that deeply moving video shared last September when Princess Kate announced the end of her chemotherapy treatments.
Be grateful for the simple yet important things in life.
After a challenging year, the royals, like so many other families around the world, looking forward to spending time together next week. Now, as is tradition here, the next big royal family get-together will be watched by families all over the UK. The Christmas Day church service at Sandringham, followed by the King's Christmas speech on television. Christine?
All right, Danielle, thank you so much. Nice to see you, and happy holidays. Much more to come on this hour of Morning News Now. A little later, we're going to dig into some new guidelines from the FDA on what exactly qualifies as a healthy food. So which of your go-to groceries made the cut? But up first, after the break, new developments in that tragic shooting at a Christian school in Wisconsin, the possible connection that authorities are laying out between the gunwoman and a California man. We've got the latest next. We are back now with new developments in that deadly school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin earlier this week. The FBI now investigating a possible connection between a California man and the teenage shooter. NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster has the latest.
A new court document obtained by NBC News reveals the FBI stopped and detained a California man believed to be in contact with 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow before she opened fire Monday at Abundant Life Christian School. Authorities say Rupnow shot and killed a teacher and fellow student in Madison, Wisconsin, then took her own life. A gun violence emergency protective order says federal agents saw messages from 20-year-old Alexander Paffendorf to the teenage shooter.
cops all up and down the street on this corner.
Neighbor Alex Gallegos says he saw law enforcement searching Papendorf's San Diego area home the day after the Wisconsin shooting.
A couple hours into it, towards the end, they were carrying out a big black box.
The court document restraining Papendorf from having firearms says he admitted during an FBI interview that he told Rupnow he would arm himself with explosives and a gun and that he would target a government building. It is not clear if Papendorf has been charged with any crime. The FBI says it is not aware of any ongoing threats associated with this matter in Wisconsin or California. In Madison, authorities continuing to investigate the shooting itself.
We found 2 weapons. Both were handguns. We believe one handgun was used to commit this horrific act. The other handgun was not used.
The names of those killed now released: 42-year-old school staff member Aaron West and 14-year-old high school freshman Ruby Vergara. Barbara Weirs is a school official.
We are all grieving and suffering with the West family and the Vergara family because right now we're hurting. Because they're hurting, and it's all from the same hurt.
We're learning that the 2 students with life-threatening injuries from Monday's shooting remain in the hospital. Back to you.
All right, Jack, thanks so much for that. International news now, starting with the latest out of the Middle East, where Israel has launched an airstrike against the Houthis in Yemen. NBC News international correspondent Claudio Lavanga has more details on that and other world headlines for us. Claudio, good morning.
Good morning, Christine. That's right. Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed that Israel carried out airstrikes against Houthi targets after a missile was fired from Yemen and intercepted over Israel on Thursday. Now, in a statement, Israel's military said its warplanes struck militia targets on the western coast and inland Yemen, including ports and energy infrastructure in the capital, Sana'a. Netanyahu called the Houthis the last arm of Iran's axis of evil after Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Assad regime in Syria, and warned, and I quote, that whoever harms Israel will pay a very heavy price. Let's go now to Nigeria, where police say at least 35 children were killed and 6 others were critically injured in a stampede at a fanfare. According to local media, the free event was organized at an Islamic school in the city of Ibadan, in the southwest of the country, and was expecting to host around 5,000 children under the age of 13 who could win prizes like scholarships. On Thursday, a police spokesperson said 8 people have been arrested in connection with the crowd crush. And let's end this tour of the world in England, where thousands of years after it was erected, scientists continue to try to figure out how or why Neolithic people created Stonehenge. A new study published in the journal Archaeology International suggests that the altar stone, the biggest monolith at the heart of it all, which weighs about 6 tons, was transported there from more than 400 miles away. Researchers believe this shows that Stonehenge was not just important for the people who lived in the area, but across Britain, and shows more connectivity between ancient societies in distant areas. Well, I guess, Christine, in the absence of social media thousands of years ago, people would just carry a 6 tons stone for 400 miles just as a friend request. Back to you.
Oh, my God. Well, I'll say the mystery still continues. Claudio, thank you so much. Coming up, controversy in the classroom. Florida's schools are being forced to close the book on their sex education classes. More on the state law that is dividing students, parents, and teachers. And federal health officials redefining what it considers healthy, with some big staples cut from that list. We're going to run through the changes next on Morning News Now. We are back with a report into a new law in Florida that's forcing schools to abandon their sex education programs. The legislation is creating confusion and concern for many educators and health experts. They argue students may miss out on important lessons regarding their changing bodies and adulthood. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra has the details.
Sex ed, long a lightning rod in public health and education.
What really happened? What you want to know about is sexual intercourse.
Now, Florida's state government is pushing abstinence with a new law requiring the state to approve school district sex ed materials, causing confusion, delays in classes, and raising eyebrows from health experts, educators, and even some parents. Take Orange County mother of 2, Stefana Farrell, who says her son wasn't taught the puberty lesson she expected in 5th grade last year because the state hadn't approved the lessons.
It's something that Orange County has taught pretty much the same lesson over and over with the option to opt out.
And I had never received a letter that, hey, this lesson's coming up.
Over the decades, as comprehensive sex education became more widespread, teen birth rates have plummeted. And study after study shows those practices mean less sexually transmitted diseases, more birth control, and longer wait times to have sex. But Florida taking a different approach. The law promotes abstinence outside of marriage as, quote, the expected standard for all school-age students while teaching the benefits of monogamous heterosexual marriage.
It's very limiting and very dangerous.
Professor of Public Health at the University of North Florida, Alyssa Barr, has been working in sex ed for over 20 years and says the state's methods are doing kids a disservice.
What's most concerning with me is the approach and how they've communicated this information back to the school districts. It's all been over the phone. So nothing is in writing. They have been told to take out words such as consent. They've been told to take out contraceptives.
NBC News heard back from 2 school districts. Orange County Public Schools says the state, quote, provided verbal feedback on areas needing alignment after the district updated its health lessons and that it, quote, strongly recommended the district utilize the state adopted text, adding the requirement is in part to emphasize abstinence. Broward County Public Schools says they're, quote, fully complying with state laws and regulations and that our curriculum emphasizes abstinence.
What is it that you're specifically worried might happen?
It doesn't require learning about contraception. It doesn't require learning about consent. The bodily autonomy piece, knowing what is not okay and what you have the right to say is okay or not.
Carrie, mom to a freshman in Miami-Dade County, is concerned about the limitations of the law.
I don't have a problem with introducing the idea of abstinence, but I think we have to be realistic that our children are just little humans and they have the full breadth of human experience as they get older.
In a statement, the Florida Department of Education telling us in part, quote, Florida law requires schools to emphasize the benefits of sexual abstinence and the consequences of teenage pregnancy, adding that a state government should not be emphasizing or encouraging sexual activity among children or minors.
That's what we've objected to.
Keith Flaw, founder of Florida Citizens Alliance, advocated for the new law.
Now, all of those materials, before they're now used in a classroom, must be approved by the Department of Education. And we think that's a good thing because it prevents the sexualization of young children.
I have never seen a curriculum, that is encouraging sexual behaviors. In fact, we always promote delaying initiation.
Barr fears the long-term impacts of narrower lessons.
It's really important that we select curriculum that have been evaluated and have shown to change behaviors where the outcome is less sex, more contraceptives, fewer partners, less STDs and HIV, less dating violence.
This is personal for us.
Joe Geller is a newly elected member of the Miami-Dade School Board in District 3. He's also the father of a teenage girl.
What do you say to those parents who said, I just simply think that my child is too young to be learning in this level of detail, that it was borderline graphic?
If they feel that way, by all means, they should exercise the option of taking their child out of that class and not having them exposed to something they think is inappropriate, but they don't have the right to decide for our child. And that's where the line is.
A battle line now in Florida, and perhaps a signal for what could come in other states. Rissa Para, NBC News.
All right, lots of us are planning to eat healthier food in the new year, but the definition of what that means just changed. The Food and Drug Administration has just released new guidelines on what counts as healthy food to help people make better choices while grocery shopping. Popular items like yogurts with too many added sugars, fortified white bread, they no longer make the cut. These changes are the first updates to the agency's standards on what qualifies as healthy. First update since 1994. Joining us now for more on this is Dr. Omer Awan. He's a physician, professor at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and a senior public health contributor for Forbes. Doctor, good morning. Walk us through these guidelines and what the FDA now is saying defines as healthy.
Well, there's 2 major changes, Christine, with respect to the FDA. Now the FDA is going to consider added sugars, the amount of added sugars in foods before putting the designation of healthy. And this is important because nearly 2/3 of Americans take in more added sugars than what the FDA recommends. And added sugars has been helping fuel the obesity epidemic, the surge in type 2 diabetes, which is obviously a chronic condition where people have high blood sugar levels. And the second major change is that there's more of an emphasis on food groups. And what I mean by that is that before, if a certain food had a certain amount of individual nutrient like vitamin A, vitamin C, or iron, for example, it would be considered healthy. But now there's more of an emphasis on foods being part of food groups, so things like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, proteins. And that's also important because 3/4 of Americans actually don't take enough fruits, vegetables, or whole grains in their diet. So those are the two major changes compared to the ruling in 1994.
As we mentioned, this is going to be the first time the agency has considered updating those rules in 30 years, right? This follows a report released earlier this month on dietary guidelines. It showed 73% of adults in the U.S. 20 years or older are overweight or obese. So what are officials hoping to signal with these new rules?
Well, I think it's huge, and it just emphasizes the fact that so much food and diet has a profound effect on our health. And when we consider things like obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, I mean, the common denominator for these are, diet and poor diet. And if we change our diet, if we change the way we eat, we can reverse and even prevent these diseases. And think about how the billions of dollars that the U.S. federal government can save if we have decreased rates of heart disease, if we have decreased rates of diabetes, if we have decreased rates of obesity. I mean, this is becoming a major problem when now 3 in 4 Americans are either overweight or obese. So hopefully this can change the tide with some of these, major chronic diseases.
And Doctor, we've been showing these amazing pictures of beautiful, obviously very, very healthy meals, but it's the processed stuff that sometimes it's hard for consumers to understand. And the FDA is also working on healthy labeling for companies to add to packaging. What can you tell us about that? Will that help?
I think it will. I think it's a positive move because, what's going to happen if you have positive symbol, then it alerts people that it's healthy, right? So when we go to the grocery store, we want to know what's healthy. Often families want to know what's healthy and what's not healthy. So it makes it easier and readily more available to find and to identify foods that are more healthy. And I think it also promotes nutritional support, nutritional awareness, being mindful about what's healthy and what's not healthy. And often before we change our behaviors with food and diet, we have to think about the things that are healthy and that are not healthy. And, this graphic can certainly help with that.
All right, Dr. Omer Awan, thank you so much. All right, this morning we have another story about how the loans and grants used under the COVID relief programs may have been misused. New reporting from Business Insider alleges some popular musicians used money from those programs for upscale hotels, shopping sprees, even private jets. NBC News correspondent Valerie Castro has more.
Big names in entertainment like Lil Wayne, DJ Marshmello, and Chris Brown facing scrutiny for spending millions in COVID relief money on themselves, according to an in-depth report by Business Insider, which reviewed accounting documents and filings with the Small Business Administration, which administered the loans. NBC News has not seen the documents, but the reporting says the celebs were awarded money from the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant.
It was, talked about as something that would help, the local institution concert venue, the middle class stagehand, the small time performing artist who's, just getting their start.
But in the case of A-list star Lil Wayne, Business Insider reviewed documents showing the rapper received $8.9 million in relief funds, spending $1.3 million on private jets, another $460,000 going to clothes, including Balenciaga and Gucci. After canceling a New Year's Eve show in 2021 due to weather conditions, Business Insider says the rapper apparently partied at a nightclub, but still billed taxpayers nearly $88,000 for the concert that never happened. Chris Brown and his companies receiving $10 million, according to the article, including thousands for his birthday party's LED dance floor, hookah and bottle service, nitrogen ice cream, and
even some burn holes in the rental couches. Certainly not what I think the members of Congress had in mind when they approved this money.
The Business Insider reporting going on to say that an almost $10 million grant to superstar DJ Marshmello's company went straight into his pocket. The musicians, whose tour revenues declined steeply during the pandemic, were likely eligible for the grants, which were awarded based solely on revenue, according to the SBA.
It would not be surprising if this was entirely legal, and it still seems to violate the spirit of what these programs were really targeted at.
DJ Marshmello, Lil Wayne, and Chris Brown did not immediately respond to NBC News requests for comment and did not provide comments to Business Insider. This wasn't the only pandemic-era relief program facing scrutiny, as many became a target for fraud. Experts estimating the Paycheck Protection Program meant to help small businesses keep up with payroll was robbed of at least $80 billion.
I think there's plenty of blame to go around. Certainly the program design left itself susceptible to this poor targeting and also to the fraud.
Some experts say celebrity spending like this, even if it didn't violate any laws, could encourage others to take advantage of these programs.
And when you see people getting this money who didn't really need it, you could see where people kind of use that to internalize and to justify maybe kind of pushing the bounds of applying for these things themselves. So I think there's real costs to high-profile people abusing these programs.
Our thanks to Valerie Castro for that report. In a statement to Business Insider, the SBA said that it acted according to the law and they were, quote, directed to examine revenue, not assets. Right, coming up, news that could compromise your morning cup of coffee. Thousands of Starbucks workers across the country expected to hit the picket lines today. So will it affect your next order? We're digging into the details. Plus, the holiday travel rush really kicking into high gear. But which days are expected to be the busiest? We're going to hit the road next. We are back now with a look at some of the biggest tech stories of the year. Everything from TikTok's battle with Congress to the rise of artificial intelligence. Want to bring in Joanna Stern. She is NBC News' personal technology analyst and senior personal technology columnist at the Wall Street Journal. Joanna, good morning. Thank you so much. It was a really consequential year of headlines for tech in 2024. How do they shape our view of emerging tech?
Yeah, it really was. And I think we're going to see a big continuation of that in 2025. And I think back the past year, I think one of the biggest headlines was the TikTok ban. And I think that this was consequential for a couple of reasons. One, we realized how impactful a decision made by our government about an app, about technology that touches us, can impact all of us as consumers. And so we are going to see that play out in a big way in 2025. We're going to see that be actually heard by the Supreme Court in early January. And so we're going to continue to hear that story. I would say the other big thing, and I know we're going to get into this, is obviously artificial intelligence. It's hard to single one specific AI headline from one company because there were just so many. It was AI everything all year. And that clearly also had an impact on consumers. And that's really what I try to look at is, okay, these big companies are making big announcements. What does it mean for us? Does it change our life? And, for AI, a lot of us got a lot more AI tools. They were smarter, whether we're all using them. I think maybe that starts to happen in 2025.
Yeah, I think 2024 is the year that, AI was something that came to everyday people. All of a sudden, you could see how you were using it in your own life, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We saw that from every major tech company, Google, Apple, Meta. What we saw, though, was a big push of tools to consumers. Which ones are going to stick and we're actually going to start to use, I think really starts to happen in 2025, especially when you look at someone like Apple, which has just started to get in with their Apple Intelligence, putting that out to select phones. I think we're going to see that happening, getting more features coming to more phones in the next year.
Let's look ahead to next year, then. We're just a week and a half away. Any more stories you're keeping an eye on?
Well, that TikTok ban that I just mentioned, that is going to be huge news in January. Whatever the Supreme Court decides, what the fate of this app is in this country is going to be the biggest news of January in the tech world. And we're going to continue to see throughout the year more AI. And specifically around AI, we're going to hear all these big tech companies. I want everyone to remember these words, AI agents. Everyone is going to be talking about agents. And what agents are, to sum it up simply, is that up until now, we've had AI that sort of creates stuff, images, text, videos. Agents are going to do stuff for us. They're going to talk about, these companies are going to talk about how AI can go out for us, book some travel, go shopping for us. And it's going to require a leap of faith from consumers and trust. Are we going to let these things go do them? Are we going to trust them to go buy us something, to go book us that plane ticket?
Interesting. AI agents in 2025. You heard it here first from Joanna Stern. Thank you so much, Joanna. All right,
thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Of course, you too. Let's get to some money news, including more on that impending Starbucks strike. CNBC's Silvana now has that. And other money news this morning. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Christine, good morning and happy Friday to you. Well, union workers at Starbucks will start a 5-day strike today to protest lack of progress in contract talks. Now, the walkouts are scheduled in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Seattle, and they could spread to hundreds of stores across the country by Christmas Eve. Now, the union, which represents baristas at 535 locations, is seeking higher pay, more benefits, and additional staffing. Starbucks says it already offers pay and benefits worth $30 an hour for baristas who work at least 20 hours per week. Big Lots is going out of business. The retailer is preparing to close all its stores after filing for bankruptcy in September. Now, it's already shut more than 400 locations this year, and the remaining stores will hold final sales in the coming days. Big Lots says it will continue to serve customers in-store and online, and the move comes after a proposed sale of the company to a private investment firm fell through. And luxury brands are loading up on lower-priced goods to appeal to middle-class shoppers. LVMH, Gucci, Prada, and others have been struggling with weaker demand for expensive handbags and cashmere jackets. Now, they're expanding their product lines to emphasize scarves, belts, wallets, and home goods priced at $500 and under. Now, spending on luxury goods fell 6% in November, according to credit card data from Citi. Christine.
All right. Sounds good. Savannah, thank you so much. Yeah. All right. This holiday travel season between Christmas and New Year's is on track to break a pre-pandemic record set in 2019. Right now, more than 32 million seats are booked on flights from U.S. airports starting next week. Wow. Through New Year's Day. Huge numbers. According to travel site Hopper, that's a nearly 3% increase from last year. Hopper's lead economist, Haley Berg, joins me now with some tips to make your holiday travel as stress-free as possible. Look, a lot of people are on the roads and in the skies, right? TSA said it expects to screen nearly 40 million people over the holidays this year. For anyone who plans to travel, what will be the busiest days and the busiest airports next week?
Well, for those of us traveling this holiday season, today is actually one of the busiest days to travel, as is next Friday after Christmas and Monday the 30th ahead of the new year. We're expecting to see very busy airports across the U.S., but Atlanta, Dallas, and Denver will be some of the busiest, screening well over 1 million to 1.5 million passengers just in the next week or so.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting how many people are going to be heading to the airports. What can people do to try to minimize the any disruptions in their travel plans?
If you haven't booked flights yet, book the first flight of the day. Try to get out early. You're much less likely to be disrupted. Build in a buffer day if you can get there a day early. It's always good at this time of the year, but I know most of us have booked our holiday travel already. So the best thing you can do is plan ahead before you get to the airport. Download your airline's app, sign up for push notifications or text messages so that you know as soon as there's an update on your flight, and do a little homework. Check out what other flights are headed to your destination the same day, the next day, or even out of different airports. That way, if you are faced with a disruption, you can advocate for yourself. You can try to change your flight to that next available one to your destination.
Yeah, I have to say those airline apps are so helpful now. You used to have to, get in line with everybody else if your flight was delayed or canceled and then rebook in line or get on a phone and wait. Now you can just do it on your app. It's so much easier. Any other tips on how the best way to handle any issues if you run into them?
Multitasking is one of my biggest tips. If you're faced with a disruption at the airport, maybe you get that text from the airline that your gate's changed or you've been delayed or canceled, hop in line. It might be a long one. Try to speak with a customer service agent at the airport, but also get on the phone. Oftentimes, call centers are going to have many more agents available to help you rebook or change than they have at the airport. But you're right, Christine, you can change your flights on a lot of these airline apps. So try on the app, see if you can self-serve a solution to your disruption. 3 different things you can be doing all while you're waiting in line.
Multitasking. All right, less than 5 days from Christmas. For any of the serial procrastinators out there, do you have any tips to book travel that won't break the bank?
Listen, last minute airfare is already well over $400 per ticket for the holiday season. So if you haven't booked, book now for those flights. We only expect prices to go up. The good news is, with a little bit of flexibility, you can bring that $400 price down. So try booking flights departing on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Same thing for flights departing on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Be a little flexible on where you go. Follow the deal, not the destination. And if you aren't flying, consider a staycation. Oftentimes, hotels have a really slow day on December 25th. Book a staycation in the city close to you. You can typically save around 20 to 30%. Maybe there's a hotel you've had your eye on. It's a great time to book a staycation.
All right, Haley Berg, great advice. Happy holidays to you. Thanks.
Happy holidays.
All right, coming up, if it's Friday, that can only mean one thing. We've got the latest and greatest from the world of entertainment on tap for your weekend. It's everything you simply can't miss right before Christmas next. All right, welcome back. It's Friday, which means it's time for your weekly can't miss list. All of the films and shows you need to see this weekend. You know, because you got all this time on your hands. Bravo personality and host of Shaken and Disturbed, Darren Karp is here with us now. So many things to get through. So let's start with Mufasa. It is a holiday release of a Disney classic, a new take on the Disney classic. What do we need to know?
Well, everything is like coming up 90s nostalgia for me lately with these types of things. And it's obviously like the year of the musical with just the intensity of Moana and Wicked. So Mufasa, this is sort of the first, this is kind of like a prequel to The Lion King. This is how Mufasa actually got started. What's interesting here, so we're going to actually see it through the eyes of Rafiki is telling the story. If you remember the monkey.
So told in flashbacks,
Okay. And Blue Ivy Carter is actually starring as Kiara, and she's going to be Simba and Nala's daughter, who's actually hearing these stories through Rafiki. So if you've got kids, this is kind of the perfect thing to like take them. If they haven't seen the original Lion King, you definitely want to go see here the animation and the live action.
So you can see this even if you weren't a big fan of the original.
Absolutely. Although, if you haven't seen the original, what are we even talking about?
Then there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
Okay, another big franchise is back, and this is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, both back for this film. What about this one?
Yeah, okay, so this is strictly for the kids. I think the first two, I think adults could kind of get something a little bit out of it.
I missed both the first two, so I'm not...
You didn't, again, what are you doing? What are you reporting on news? But this is strictly for the kids. It has a star-studded cast, like you said, Ben Schwartz. We had James Marsden right there. So Tails, Sonic, Knuckles, they all come together to fight this enemy Shadow, who's actually played by Keanu Reeves.
And no government shutdown subplot.
Not that I think, although Sonic is he's pretty intense. Again, I was a Sega kid, so this is 90s nostalgia coming back for me as well. I can't believe we're on the third iteration, but it's for the kids.
All right, and this one's probably more for the adults. The Room Next Door. Not a lot of publicity, but it's getting some healthy ratings, right?
Yes, it's getting healthy ratings. I've been looking forward to this for a while. First off, Julianne Moore, Tilda Swinton. I think I'll watch anything that has both of them in it, let alone just one of them in it. But this has both. They actually play former co-workers turned friends who kind of divert their lives and separate their jobs, and they come back together due to tragic circumstance. It's about living inside of a tragedy and dealing with sadness. One of them gets diagnosed with cancer, and they're trying to think about their own mortality and how they come together as friendships. It's actually rated PG-13. You definitely can take the family, but I highly recommend just going with your friends.
Oh my gosh.
It's a deep think.
I mean, even that looks like amazing acting from those two amazing actors.
They're both incredible in it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, there's a new rom-com on Peacock. What can you tell us about that one?
Yeah, this one's called Laid. This one is with Stephanie Hsu. This is very, very funny. It's kind of like a twisted rom-com, dark in a way, because she plays a character who actually discovers that all of her exes are dying in unusual ways, in mysterious ways. Maybe it has something to do with her, I don't know, but she kind of goes down this journey of self-reflection. It's this twisted rom-com. All 8 half-hour episodes are on Peacock. It's a great, funny binge. I love Stephanie, obviously. Loved her from Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So she's fabulous, and she makes some very, very funny comments.
And talk to me about the one about the game show, the trivia show.
Fast Friends. Yes, Fast Friends is on Max. This is just a 4-episode game show trivia. This is about Friends trivia. That's literally what it is. There's 4 episodes on Max right now. This is hosted by Whitney Cummings. If you think you know Friends, this is definitely going to be the show for you to test your knowledge.
Really?
I'm a Seinfeld girly myself, so I think I would kill if we did Seinfeld of this, but this is definitely fun. Who doesn't love Friends? Again, 90s nostalgia is alive.
It really is.
And well here.
Everywhere. Okay, Then finally, you've got a BBC animal documentary, The Secret Lives of Animals. Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey is the
Yes.
host. The preview looks gorgeous.
Yeah, so this is actually, if you've seen Planet Earth, if you've seen Life, you know, there's these beautiful, fascinating images of these animals. You can see their mating rituals, how they've survived. It all takes adaptability and intelligence. This takes place over 24 countries with 77 different species in extremely rare footage from what we've seen from the likes of Planet Earth and Life. This is just, I'm recommending this because the image is just incredible and adorable, and you get to learn a lot about these rituals from these animals that we so often don't get to see living in, you know, New York City.
What are you going to be watching this weekend?
Ooh, definitely Laid, because it's very funny. I need to prep some fun stuff before, and of course some holiday movies. You know, I'm a Home Alone person, Jingle All the Way.
Yes,
you gotta watch those, of
Love
course.
Home Alone. All right, Darren, so nice to see you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for being here. That does it for this hour of Morning News Now. The news continues right now.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.